Okay, let's get started. The digital transformation, also with Kong. So a small introduction. First, Barry, he's our platform lead Kong. And that's not about hosting and infra, it's about configuring the platform, DevOps the platform, maintaining the platform. And Barry has a lot of years middleware experience. And myself, I'm program manager at Delta Fiber. And I was asked to run the future-proof architecture deployment for Delta Fiber. And Kong fits in future-proof, but future-proof is much more than only Kong. So a small introduction of Delta Fiber. Actually, Delta Fiber is a telco company and also an ISP, so an internet service provider. And in the world, we have the fastest internet. So more than $1 billion were invested in laying out a network in the Netherlands. Those are the orange areas with a super fast internet. It's XGS-PON from Nokia. And we have 1.7 million homes and offices connected to that super fast internet. Around 600K own customers. And 1,200 employees working for the company. Interesting is in the Netherlands is that all kind of infrastructures, we are a small country, heavily populated but small country. And interesting in the Netherlands is that all the infrastructures are there. So there is a lot of competition in the Netherlands. Our strategy from a business perspective, that is building the network. So make the best network in the Netherlands that's possible. The other one is that we serve retail customers, so consumers, but also wholesale, and that's 1.5 years now because other telco providers in the Netherlands think, wow, this internet is so fast, we want to hire that from you. Okay, that's the wholesale part. And then business to business, also many more large customers that are using the network. And there is a big difference between retail, wholesale, and B2B, and that's the SLA. So residential customers, it's a best effort approach. You want to keep them happy and serve them very well. But for B2B and wholesale, it's a total other playing field. Strict service level agreements. Then a high level view, sometimes going harder, so better should stay here, I think. A high level view on our architecture. And let's start with layer 1 in our architecture, and that's also the IT architecture. That's our network, our passive network. So all the cabling, all the fiber that's in the ground, and all the technology we use there, that's passive, but connects everything together, but not on a virtual way. So it's all physical. Also our network administrations are in that layer, layer 1. Layer 2, that's become interesting. Those are the active parts in the network, so like distribution routers and so, and that's what, on that level, the wholesale parties connect to our network. So they are entering at level 2. And then we have the level 3, that's a very interesting level because that's a level where all the retail customers and B2B customers are connected to, and working with our services as an ISP. So that's our ISP business level, where the CRM layer is, the billing system is, all that kind of systems. So, and it's very handy to have this kind of architectures, also to put Kong in place. And then I will leave it to Barry for the next slide, so we will switch positions. The reasoning for Kong.
Thank you. Yeah, so I will take you to the reasoning of Kong. I will stand also here.
Yeah,
and also how we actually implemented Kong. So what we did is we implemented Kong in as a solution for our new self-care environment. So the self-care environment is an existing application. It's a monolithic application. And from architecture point of view, we want to have it like a more modern application. So the idea was to split the monolithic application up in a front end and in a back end. And for the back end APIs, we needed a gateway to expose those to the front end. Also related to the keynotes, the architecture vision was also having in our company one gateway to onboard later all onze API's on that gateway. Also with the idea in the future to leverage AI and data-driven opportunities. The gateway also needs to bring, of course, security, so like new standards or modern standards like OpenID or OAuth as well. That all combined, so if you look at the modern solution for our self-care environment with Kong, the gateway, we can reduce the development time. And for our company, time to market is really important. As what Ben explained, it's a competitive market where we're in, so we need to launch products like within a week, if it's possible. So that. And also from the architecture point of view, and also what was told in the keynote this morning, yeah, we got a lot of APIs, but also we got a lot of different gateways already. So migrating to one new gateway and actually phasing out the other gateways on a long-term vision will also reduce the operational cost.
Okay.
So that's why we choose Kong. And so now I will tell a little bit more about the approach. So how did we implement Kong? So first I want to start with the use case. So yeah, we use the self-care environment. So that's an application for our customers, our retail customers, when they can log in and see their invoices, change their email settings or phone settings, and add value-added service like upgrading the internet and stuff like that. And why we choose that use case to implement Kong, because Kong is a really technical application, and we need the support from our business owners to get Kong advertised and on board within our company. So the use case that we pick is customer-centric, and also what Kong also brings is the security options. So with the self-care environment, there's a lot of sensitive data sent from the backend to the frontend, so security is really important, and it's also something that you really can explain to a business owner. And performance is also really important for the experience that our customers have with our self-care environment. So those main reasons make it for us an ideal use case to implement Kong. We choose Kong as for our deployment strategy. We didn't choose an external integrator. Why we picked Kong is because they're, of course, the deep knowledge about the product, but also their knowledge about the IT landscape. And also they were focused on, deeply focused on delivering the project. So we had a use case and we chose Kong as partner for doing that. And the next step actually is, how are we going to implement it? So I will now explain a little bit more about our Kong deployment method. So the Kong deployment method consists out of several steps. And the first step that we started with was the architectural blueprint phase. That were actually sessions, 3-day sessions that we had with the experts of Kong and also the experts from DFN, where we actually took a lot of time in thinking about, okay, so what does this use case actually mean? So what's in the scope, what's not in the scope. Also defining the authentication flow with Kong, but also with other applications that will connect to Kong in our landscape. But also, for example, thinking about concepts, but also about how to implement this further in our organization. So that first step that resulted to an architecture blueprint guide that helped us step by step on a structural way to implement Kong within our IT. So that's good. So we got a good use case, and we also got a good plan. But now we had one challenge, and that was we didn't have a team for implementing Kong. So Ben, he came to me and he asked, okay, Barry, so I got front-end developers, I got back-end developers, I got a team for our IDP, but also still I need a team for building and implementing Kong. So back then, we started last year in November, and this needed to be done within 3 months. So we started in November and it needed to be done in February. So Ben asked me, Barry, can you build up a team? Now, back then I was a middleware team manager, so I picked up a couple of people from my team, and we formed the Kong core team for implementation. And the team had two responsibilities. So one is, of course, implementing Kong, but also solving the integration issues with the related teams, the front end, back end, and IDP that need to be connected to Kong. So we took the complete responsibility. But we had another challenge because, we already had the architecture blueprint sessions, but the team wasn't involved in that. I also wasn't involved in those sessions. So we're a team that didn't have any knowledge about Kong, but we need to finish it within 3 months, also within a holiday season. So that was pretty challenging, but we did it. We did it with the help of Kong. So what we did is we held trainer-to-trainer sessions. So for the upcoming 8 weeks, we're pretty intensive. So what we did is we had daily sessions about learning the concept for Kong, learning the product, but also we had hands-on workshops. So the team members get experience with Kong, and also what we built in those workshops were actually also items that we used for the MVP. So we already were implementing in Kong. If you look at that, so what are the things that we most focus on? One of the things that we quickly started with, besides understanding a lot of concepts and the product of Kong, was automation. So we built in pipelines for deploying our infrastructure pretty quickly, and also we're building the pipelines for onboarding automatically APIs on Kong, and those pipelines can be used by our developers. So it's pretty easy to create now new infrastructure and onboard new APIs on Kong. And after that, we spent time on the observability part. So in our case, we used Datadog as a tool for that. We implemented that. And the last step, what we did with Kong was building already a backlog for the team. So things that we need to finish in short term, things mid-term, and things long term. So for examples, enhanced security further, and also hardening our gateways as well. If you look at how we approach that, so the Kong team did it more like a DevOps way. And what do I mean with that? So we built, of course, a lot of automation, but also we had the most capabilities already centered in one team, so we can handle a lot of stuff on our own. But linking to or connecting to the front-end team, back-end team, or the IDP team, we use it more like in a safe way. So with the safe sessions, daily sessions, refinement sessions, to get connected and aligned with those teams. So then I want to give you the results. You can see the results.
Yeah, the interesting part was that a year before this, we had to do something like it, very comparable, on the old way. So the monolithic website, the old backend APIs, a temporary gateway for it. So we had comparable numbers. And what you see here are the results of our second implementation with Kong. And that's not only due to Kong, the Kong implementation, but also the other parts of the future-proof architecture which we implemented. And the results are, looking at the time to market which we wanted to speed up, we were 300% faster. It was really pressure cooked in those 3 months, and it worked. And then our development costs decreased by 60%. And that's fundamental because these are not cheap applications. And also in terms of quality, self-care environments are very critical. You cannot let loose some solution to your customers that is shit. You cannot make that. So, but still, sorry for the word, but still 60% lower development costs. So all project goals achieved. We had a fantastic evaluation. Also with Kong, with a celebration, also with a dinner in a Greek restaurant. The main senior consultant was a Greek, is a Greek, he's still alive, Panos. And also what we say is, it must be secure and it must be fast. Well, the latency is considerably down. We were working in a MuleSoft ESB landscape. and the latest view of that was about 10 times slower than Kong. So fast and secure. And I want to say something, a practical experience I had, because it was those self-care environments, it was mandatory to have a penetration test. And also with bounty hunting. That means the penetration tester get paid when he have findings. So at a moment in the second day of testing, I got an email from him, Ben, please assist, I cannot get to your APIs. I said, well, fantastic, okay, you stopped the penetration test, that's exactly the meaning that you cannot get there. And of course we give those penetration testers more rights than you normally have. So, okay, we gave him some rights to get to those APIs in Kong, but it was 100% okay and secure. So yeah, I think that's something nice to say. And I really thought it was funny, such kind of questions. So yeah, in terms of great results, auto-recognized by our IT management, but also business management. So yeah, that's why we will enter the next stage with Kong, and that will be migrating all the IPAs of Delta Fiber to the Kong platform. And you all hear agentic AI, Gen AI, it's everywhere, and that's the next challenge, and that's coming fast. We have to put it on our roadmap, of course. So let's pick up the next one. How are we on time? 6 minutes, okay. Lessons learned. Barry, shall I pick the first ones?
Yeah, sure.
Then I will take the things we could improve, but afterwards it's always easy. So the organizational readiness, so that you have, let's say, already a Kong team in place, that's advisable. So yeah, then understand the impact sooner. And for us, it was also the dynamics with our agile teams, which are building the solutions. And they have also business priorities, other stuff. So to get in there and then get the solution in 3 months ready, it's a challenge. It's a lot of headache. So understand the impact sooner and then take the, on content-wise, also for the APIs, the lead in our multi-tier team. So that's basically the lessons learned. So the next one, we will learn other things, but not these things. That is something we will do. And then the positive points, Barry, for you.
So the positive points indeed. So with Kong delivering the architecture blueprint together with our DFN experts is really, really something that we can recommend. It describes in a structural way, step by step, the things that need to be done for implementation. And I start with the last one. So the Kong deployment method, I also spoke about that. So how we did that with Kong together in 8 weeks is really an achievement that we did. So from learning from scratch the product to implementing the product end to end, also with automation in place, that's also recommendation. So work together with Kong. So that was for us, a 100% good fit. But also what we mean with that, with the 100% good fit, is we didn't add any custom-made logic, etc. We used it, the default product in that case. So for us, it's a recommendation to pick Kong. Yep.
Thank you, Barry and Ben. That was an amazing journey. So maybe a round of applause for the guys.
Thank you.